But it didn't stop.
Didn't, no.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
He's taking a lot of time in between these games. May 2011. I would have been 8. The Machine. Hello, guard. I'm gonna call you Billy Bob. Hello, Billy Bob. What's up, G? Ma'am. Do I look like a ma'am to you? Glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you'd like. I intend to be quiet. That's what I intend to be. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so you might have a bit of attention on this one. Just a little bit, like not a lot of it. Because if there's more than like 5 people, I might start hyperventilating. Also, just don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. I don't want to see any of you. Okay, cool. Straight to the machine. Hello. Don't you call yourself Coda?
And of course, it's the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, the machine called itself Coda, so... You stopped, your work was keeping us alive. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go out and apologize to them. No? Nothing? How's a machine gonna apologize? Maybe it's Coda talking to himself, which is more than likely what it is. Alright then. I will speak to them for you. Why did the whole room just change? Okay. Hello! What should I start with? Oh, here we go. My followers are my friends. Y'all are my friends. My friends! I have something to declare. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. I don't know why I'm British. Just don't ask why I'm British. But this is not important. That's awful. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine? Why are we killing the machine? Are we killing Coda? Is this what we're doing? Oh, this is the stage again. Okay. So, what are we doing here then? I don't see no machine or nothing. Yeah, that's a tone setter. So, do I just... Oh, I'm literally destroying the games. This is... Yeah. Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. I'll say known forever. That one's at least somewhat positive. I guess I'm just going crazy on his games. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others every day forever, seen in naked clarity?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Still art, though.
At the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him,
right?
And that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his game.
That's the exact opposite of what he wanted. This is the opposite of what he wanted, though, bro. What do you mean?
I realized that I could be the one to initiate it.
Nah, you're crossing a line, Davey.
Coda to start actively soliciting feedback. So, what if I did it for him?
Davey, I was with you, now I'm not with you.
See the difference it would make. To have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
I was with you.
Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Brother, I was with you for such a long time until you said I showed it to other people without his permission. That is the one thing that he did not want to happen. Sure, the reviews might be positive, but still, you crossed the line, brother. What do you mean? And you're wondering why he doesn't talk to you anymore? You crossed the line, dude. Okay, so what's the next game we're gonna... Oh, I fell. Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people.
Yep, that's where you messed up.
And the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions.
I'd hit the nastiest trick shot.
Is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
But he didn't want that, brother. He had this want and this need, and he communicated what he wanted, but you said, fuck that, I'ma do what I want. That's where you fucked up, Davey, and that's probably why he's mad. And it's Coda again. Hi, Coda. Put down your weapon. Put down your weapon. Here's my weapon. Oh, I just put it up. Okay, well, I can't move.
Can you
I
see
can
why
only.
I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Yep. I
'Cause It's the
can.
thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
But what you want.
When someone
oh,
really
God.
connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something,
That's what you like.
I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
But brother, that's what you wanted. That's not what Coda wanted. That's why he's probably mad and upset at you.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
You don't seem too thrilled about this game. Can I ask why? The Tower. It's not a random message in the beginning. Interesting. Very ominous music.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
From the world or from you, Davey? Because you kind of crossed the line, brother. I don't mean to be like crude about it or anything, but it's
This
just.
room actually has a maze in it.
Does it? That's fucking blinding.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible.
Beautiful.
And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable.
I agree.
The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press the use key on your gamepad, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I think he's mad at you, brother. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's mad at the world or trying to hide from the world. I think he's mad at the actions that you took that he didn't want you to take. I mean, he obviously expressed it to you.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable.
Right?
Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate.
Did it?
What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
What if there's just not a deeper idea, though? What if he's just making these for fun and for his, own self? This is a lot of numbers.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
Right.
Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
I really just feel like this is a revenge game at Davy's expense because Coda is displeased with what he did. I feel like that's the only thing that really makes sense here. I mean, dude, you did cross a line, and you were somebody he held close to him, but you broke his trust. And for some people, if you break their trust once, that's enough. They just cut it off with you entirely, and it kind of seems like that's how Coda felt. I mean, he's obviously a recluse, so gaining his trust to begin with is hard enough. I don't really get why you'd post all of his stuff. I mean, I get that it works for you, but that doesn't mean it works for everybody else. So now we're just... okay. So now what? Now I'm in a room?
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door. meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So
Wow.
even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
But
I
Coda
feel like
is
failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Coda isn't something you can fix, brother. I
I can open this
understand
door
it,
for
but
you, so let me do that.
I literally understand his thought process, because he's talking about a friend that is, to him, clearly mentally
Was I
ill
a failure
and
for
clearly
not
struggling.
understanding this game? I don't know why I would
Brother.
be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I
Maybe
remember.
self-reflection.
It's June 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I feel like you're asking questions that don't have answers. Maybe Coda doesn't
I
put
just
this
felt
much
so
thought behind
strongly
it.
that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Made
It
his
was that
work
I
my
needed
own.
to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
So that's what it's really about then,
But he
Davey.
stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
I mean, you have. Seems like you kind of just wanted to steal his games almost, because you knew he wouldn't
Where
post
did
them
I
or
screw
anything.
up?
I would say showing them to other people was the line that you really crossed. That's just my guess, though.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Yeah. It's hard to hear him come to the realization that I made a little bit ago.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
You're taking credit for somebody else's work, brother. It's just not right. It just isn't. You're so infected.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally.
Yeah.
For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
It's really not about Coda. It's about Davey. If there were an answer, meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? That's what I was saying. Give them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. That's what I was saying. You broke that trust. You stop changing my games, stop adding lampposts to them? You've been adding lampposts this whole time? Brother, they're not your games.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
Sounds kind of more like a Davey
Less
problem.
than nothing. What does that mean?
Oof. I mean, I get the expression he's saying that he's like a leech. Yep. 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 Very true. Sometimes you get writer's block. I think that's what he's referring to with games. Yeah, that's a cold statement. It does, though. It is very telling. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. That's what I'm saying. Somebody is not a problem for you to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling. His inner hatred?
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
You did. When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. It's that one puzzle for the very last time.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in.
Wow.
I mean, is something wrong with me?
Yes.
Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict.
Shit.
There has to be something wrong with me.
There
Can I
is.
apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry.
Oh, the
I'm
walls
sorry.
are caving in.
Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Fuck. You can't be codependent, man. You just can't. Shit, that is so rough. Wow. Got a little real. I don't really think there's a way that I could change my mood. That's just fucking heavy, Davey. It's not Coda's responsibility.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more.
That's external.
It's like a disease.
Yeah, it's external, brother. It's addicting. You need to be okay internal. You can't rely on other people's validation to make yourself happy.
Solution.
Internal work. That's a solution. There's not one thing that's gonna make you feel good about yourself.
If someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Maybe you're projecting, Davey.
Wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
You told people that? I mean, you told me
He just
that.
likes making prisons.
Yeah, you fucked up, Davey. And I feel for you, I do, but these are also the consequences of your own actions.
The disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Yeah. This is a shitty thing to do. It's just, you know that thing that you were saying where you can't turn it off? It's like a disease. This is what he was referring to. This was one big rejection. That's what it feels like, at least. I don't even know what to say. I'm at a total...
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Do you not have any passions, any interests, any hobbies? I mean, this is a hobby, and this is a passion, and this is an interest. I mean, you don't have one of them? That's why I'm doing this.
What now?
You find what you like. You find what speaks to you. What hits you in the chest whenever you think about
I
it.
need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
You do.
I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
Yep. You're good, brother. You can head out.
Okay.
Thank you. I hope he finds therapy. I know this is just a made-up game with made-up people, but I can't help but notice there's just a bit of truth in it, you know? It's not all just written for fun. These have to have some kind of real mental health. Like the creator of this has. Davey Wreden, I guess that's how the guy's name. Maybe he feels all this pressure after making the Stanley Parable that he doesn't know what to do with himself after that. I'm in a silo. What's going on? I used to be fueled by external validation. That used to be my only form of validation, but I realized one day that you just can't please everybody. You're always gonna have somebody hating. You're always gonna have somebody loving. But you have to decide whether or not you let the negativity affect you or the positivity affect you. It's your decision at the end of the day. And I choose the positive. Because I'm tired of putting myself through kind of internal torment. That negative self-talk, it's a hard thing to try to manage when you don't know another way of thinking. When you've been used to thinking one way your whole life, it's hard to switch. So, I know how Davey feels. However, you can change. It's one of the greatest things about life. You're not set in your ways. That's what makes you human. You're always changing and adapting. Well, give it a proper send-off. '07. Just like the bug. So what happens now? Wow. I don't really know what to say. If I'm being totally honest with you. I've never had the joy of playing a game where it gets that vulnerable. It takes balls, I'll tell you that much. I have nothing else to say. Thank you for watching this video. Ash out.